Hi everyone, it's been a while. Welcome to Alone in the Dark Prologue, which just released probably like a few days ago. It's the prologue for the upcoming Alone in the Dark title for PS5, and it's basically going to focus on one of the younger characters, Grace, who I'm sure appears in the game because we saw her in the trailers. But the game stars actors David Harbour and Jodie Comer as the main two characters you can play as. But in this prologue, we're playing as Grace, the young girl. I've never played an Alone in the Dark game. I'm a big horror fan in terms of movies and games. So my favorite being Silent Hill. And since we've got a Silent Hill 2 remake that's coming out fairly soon, I thought I'd try this game just to see what it's like and to get that horror fix. So let's just take a look at the options to see if there's anything that I should sort of adjust, but I guess not. I guess we're going performance. Brightness, like usually my TV is dark, so I brighten up a bit, so maybe just one. Contrast also, maybe one. So, maybe one more each. Nah. Okay. So, just playing around a little bit here. It's a little too whitewashed there. Okay. And then performance or quality. No, I'm gonna go quality because it's. Let's see what it can look like at its best. I don't know if he'll do much combat in this demo. I'm going in completely blind. So let's do Alone in the Dark at home. Alone in the Dark. So let's go for it. Not sure if this is normal behavioral for a young girl, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I have no idea what to expect, if there's monsters or anything here.
Not my best work, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so she sounds like she's from the south somewhere of the US. There's interactables here, so let's check them out. I never liked those. Anything else? Yeah, dolls. I'm not a big fan of dolls, but it's pretty cool. You can walk into them and stuff. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's what she was drawing.
Gonna give it a big mustache.
Okay. It's a little dark. I guess it's supposed to be, but like I kind of need to see, so I'm gonna adjust it a bit more, make it a bit brighter. Okay, let's see if that helps. Kind of. Okay, I'll just go roll with it. So she heard a sound. Okay, it seems like they're trying to get you with jump scares.
Look at this ass.
Okay. Should I go outside or through this door? Let me check what's in here. Okay, you need a key. So what I like to do is I like to go the wrong way first to see if there's any secrets you can... Okay. That's either the wind or something supernatural.
Huh?
Oh, that's something supernatural then. I was about to say there could be a
I already
person.
washed my hands today.
Yeah, but you know, you could wash your hands more than once per day. I mean, you
The
should.
porter should be more careful with her medicines.
So I'm wondering which state she's from. Is there any jump scare in here? Is there any mirror? Don't have a... She's too short for the mirror. That's smart, so they didn't have to model her mirror image there. Okay, so let's go through this door. Unless there's a change.
Oh goodness, you scared me.
What are you up to, Jeremy?
I have to tell someone what is going on here. I have to try. You're not one of them, are you? Please tell me, Grace. You're not a spy, are you?
Who's spy?
Them. The others. All of them. No, you're too innocent.
I'm too innocent.
I need to get this letter to my niece. She would understand.
Just give it to the clerk, Mr. Waits, and he'll post it.
No, he could be in on it. What if he won't post my letter?
Then don't make it look like it's one of yours. Here, let me do it. Miss Emily Hartwood, Dauphin Street, New Orleans. You don't have the number? Not sure the postman's gonna find it without... Jeremy? Where'd he go? I'll just post it myself then.
Okay, so it
I'll just
also...
take this letter downstairs to the clerk's office myself.
It also could be that she's imagining some of this. Or it could be something supernatural, who can tell?
Uh-oh, Cassandra, I'm touching your typewriter.
You know, I haven't played the
There's
original.
so many books in this house and still nothing I want to read.
I haven't played the original, but it's very old now. It just looked a bit cartoony, but like, apparently it's scary. But yeah, I haven't really... I guess the controls aren't that
I wish
great
Matisse
either.
would drive me around all day. Maybe if I broke my leg.
So this is someone's room, I guess Cassandra, she's saying, who broke her leg, and she's in a wheelchair. Okay, can you look outside? It's kind of dark out there. Afternoon or dusk or something. Let's go back out and post this letter, I guess. So here is the bathroom, right? It's not outside. Yep, it's still the bathroom. Okay. Oh. Yeah, these door sounds are unnerving. You see that? They just slam. Yeah, I need a key, I'm sure. So let's go in here. I'm gonna have to keep in mind that the door slams behind me. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to Alan Wake 2, which is coming out. That's a really neat looking game. So maybe... Sorry, this looks like to be one of those interactive games, so maybe I have to search for this key. Maybe I haven't done enough exploring in these previous areas, so sorry if I get stuck. I'm just completely blind in this. Oh, I had a key. Wonderful. I don't know, remember picking it up, but okay.
They're so creepy.
Yeah, it's a weird house. Oh, jeez. Oh, great. Oh, great.
Oh no, Jeremy, what have you done?
So are there monsters in this demo that I can't fight or sneak through or something? Ah, great. Oh, and I need a key. Wonderful. Okay, so let's just be a bit cautious. I know in the main game of this, in the trailer, they showed like combat, like shooting and melee. So I'm not sure the demo would have any of that, but let's see, let's find out. Great. I'm sure there's going to be a jump scare waiting for me. Oh, you see that? You see that? I told you. Perfect timing. Wait, can I go there now or no? She doesn't seem too like bothered by it besides the initial shock. So I can't go down there. I go back up. What's this? Does she really need to post this letter? So I'm mashing. I'm not sure if this is right. It's strange. There we go. Okay, put her down. Okay, that was a freaky jump scare monster thing. Like already? We're not like hardly even 5 minutes in this demo. Oh, great. Great. Can I jump? There we go. Where's this key at? So this kind of maybe is reminding me of Louisiana because it's like swamp. Ooh. I mean, I like the atmosphere of this. It's great.
I suppose this mess pales in comparison to the foyer.
Yeah, I guess so. I think this is not bad compared to the previous room. Radio.
Oh, a little night music.
Let's see, bell or a key or something? No,
Mr.
I need a key.
Waits. Hello?
Maybe here? Oh, yeah, I crawl through here. Oh, is that the objective? Just put it there. So is that the mail? Oh. Is that it? Okay, I guess this must be the next section, or is the trailer?
Last night I dreamt that my uncle hung himself in the attic, that we were too late.
Oh yeah, this is Jodie Comer here. That's it.
The house looked different, but it was still called Dorsetto.
Dorsetto. And here's
Definitely
David
a
Arbor.
weird place. Feels like I've been here before. I just can't think why.
So this must be the trailer then.
Let's not waste any time, Detective.
Oh, is it playable?
You're right. Let's go get your uncle, Miss Hartman.
Yeah, no. Okay, so that was the demo. It was shorter than I thought. I thought it would be a little bit longer, but you just got a peek of the interactive in the demo. It's pretty interesting, the atmosphere. There's a couple of jump scares here and there. Not anything too freaky though, like maybe except the swamp monster thing and the thing at the very end. Looks like a supernatural type game with creatures. And I'm sure there's some evil people in this game as well, from the looks of the trailer. But yeah, it's neat. It's available for pre-order. I'm not sure when it comes out. Okay, it can't be found. You can't pre-order it yet, I guess, but it's saying it's from THQ Nordic and Pieces Interactive. I haven't heard of them. But it's interesting. Controls alright. I guess there's like a bit of puzzles and a bit of combat as well because of the gunplay I saw in the game. It looks like it's set, I don't know what time period, and is it like the 60s? Maybe even earlier than that? I'm not sure. But it looks like it's got like a noirish type ambiance to it. And I don't know, it looks pretty interesting. So this one is called Grace in the Dark, because I guess this character's name was Grace, the young girl. And yeah, I'm wondering, I guess it's just a mystery what the premise is. Like, is this, all, I don't know, like a cult or something that's been summoning demons or demonic life forms to this mansion, or what is it exactly? But yeah, you can check this demo out for yourself. It is available on PS5. I don't know if it's on other platforms, but it literally just released maybe a day or two ago, if I'm not mistaken. And this is just following the Sony PlayStation showcase that was held a couple days ago. I think it was last Thursday, was it? Maybe? No, Wednesday. Last Wednesday. And what I recall is that there were a few horror titles announced during that presentation. One of them being Alan Wake 2, which just looks spectacular. I love the first one, but the second one just looks graphically so amazing, and gameplay-wise, like the tone that they set, the atmosphere, they're saying it's going to be one of the greatest things that Remedy has ever released. So I'm just going to turn down the volume a bit for this demo. But yeah, it was a good one. I'm interested in the game. I didn't even know that these actors. David Harbour looks great. So does Jodie Comer. I think they're both doing a great job in this. And I think David Harbour plays a guy named Carnsby. I think Detective Carnsby. And I think the main character of the original game was also called Carnsby or something like that. So I guess it's the new take, reboot of Alone in the Dark. I haven't played Alone in the Dark, but I've heard of it. It's been, spoken about as one of those horror titles, and they've, I think, rebooted it as well in the past. But apparently, gameplay-wise, weren't that great. I'm not sure, since again I haven't played it. My jam's sort of the Silent Hill 2. I haven't really played Resident Evil. I don't find it too scary. It's not like Silent Hill or some of the other titles in terms of horror. It's more action-y, or the ones I've played. But I have played some of the more recent Resident Evils. Well, mainly just RE7. I own RE8, but I just want to, find all the secrets in RE7 and maybe do a platinum run of RE7 first, and all of its DLC, all of its trophies, to finish that before I move on to 8. But a lot of people are surprised to hear that I've never played RE4. I have played the demo for the remake that they released, and yeah, it's enjoyable. It's just I don't know, it feels too action-y to me rather than horror. It's like, you have to crowd control and this and that. But yeah, it is what it is. In the original, I just, something just put me off with not being able to walk and shoot at the same time. So that standing still thing was just a little irksome to me. That's why I couldn't really get into it. But yeah, I hear great things. It's like, been told to be the year for when it released, and the remake I hear is just stellar. But yeah, if you'd like to let me know in the comments what you thought of the PlayStation Showcase and what you think about Alan Wake 2 or the Alan Wake series. It's a great series. And something else about Alan Wake is they have a show, and I think it's a prequel show called Bright Falls. It happens right before the events of the first Alan Wake. And people may not get it because it's a little convoluted, but it may take a few times to watch it just to get what happens. The other thing is at the intro for each episode, they have what is it? Oh yeah, they basically show things in the woods, and each of those items that they show in the woods actually shows up in the episode, so that's something to keep your eye out for also if you do watch that show. It's a mini-series, so it's not long, and it's only a couple episodes. And, some people saying that they didn't really like it, but I really was curious about when I first saw it. I didn't get it, but then when I watched it again, then it just sort of clicked for me and how it fit into the Alan Wake sort of story and of what that was. And I do like how strange the people in the town in Bright Falls are. They're very I forget the term that they keep using when they're trying to be polite when calling people strange. I think it starts with E, something like they're eclectic. I don't think it's eclectic, but yeah, there's a term that they call people. The people in that town, including the waitress, who was a big fan of the writer Alan Wake, and she has a standee of him, and I think all of his books. So in her diner that you get to see, I thought they played that pretty well. Let me think what else in terms of horror that's coming up. Horror games also. Well, there was the Silent Hill 2 remake. That's something I mentioned. It's just that's probably one of my favorite horror games of all time is the original Silent Hill 2. I hope the remake does it justice. We'll find out soon enough, I guess. If you own a PS5, that is, because it's exclusive. And it's being made by Bloober Team, who does horror games as well. Alan Wake 2 itself looks like it has more than just shadowy humans. Now it looks, or like poltergeists. Now it looks like there's also like giant tree demons as well, which is pretty freaky. And it looks like you also get to play as another character. Another thing to mention about Alan Wake is they have, if you played the game Control, they have a DLC for Alan Wake, which I haven't yet played. I have it downloaded, so I'm hoping to get to it soon enough. Just finding the right time. And yeah, no, sorry, I'm keeping a lot of comments here, but this was such a short demo, so I thought I'd talk with you, the audience, just so you can sort of get a taste of what I like in terms of games and horror games especially. But yeah, so sorry again also that I haven't been on my YouTube channel for a while or uploading any live streams. Just trying to gauge, what might be interesting in terms of video, but also trying to keep a stable schedule is hard. It's really hard with work, especially because work can sort of take over your schedule now. I think even post-COVID, it's been like that. I'm just trying to also think of other upcoming horror titles while we're here on this menu. So of course there's Alone in the Dark, there's Silent Hill is making a comeback, there's Alan Wake that's making a comeback. Does anyone know of any other horror titles that are upcoming that look interesting? I'm sure I saw certain previews. I did know the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game was coming out, and I know the Outlast trials are coming out. Those are multiplayer type games. I saw, some group of people playing Outlast trials because it's, of course, a multiplayer game, but it just graphically, it didn't really do it for me, but I'm sure if you're playing with a group of friends, it's fun and funny, and maybe a little frightening with jump scares. I'm sure I saw some jump scares which made it really funny to some of your partners in multiplayer. But yeah, it looked like it could be fun. I didn't really know. Didn't really look that scary to me like the first two Outlast games, which were pretty freaky stuff. I have platinumed the first Outlast game, and I platinumed the DLC for it. I haven't even touched Outlast 2, and I heard the platinum is really difficult for that because you have to, I think, beat the game in one sitting or something. There's like a difficulty mode that you have to do, and you have to do it without a flashlight, and I think if you die, you start all the way back at the beginning. There's that difficulty mode. I really tend to hate those types of difficulty modes because, like, it could be a crash of the game and you have to start back from the beginning, and all the hours you put in might be wasted. And I may have had that happen to me in the past, so I really don't like that type of difficulty. I'd rather them have it that they make it really, really difficult and have checkpoints. Like, checkpoints make it doable for me. And besides, I don't really have time to just sit there for however many hours it takes to beat the game in one sitting with no mess ups. So that's the thing. I think with that game also is if you get caught, it's like an instant game over also, and then in certain situations you just again have to start from the beginning of the entire game in that difficulty mode. So yeah, that's the type of trophy I dread. In terms of other horror titles, I did see like a couple of indie type stuff. Another one I'm considering doing that's already released, maybe do a trophy run of it, is called Remothered. I did play the first one, Remothered Tormented Fathers, which is more of, it's not supernatural, it's more of you're someone who breaks into a home to find out what happened to these missing girls or something like that. And then you find out some pretty dark things. And so there's a sequel called Remothered Broken Porcelain. And I think I played the first game a long time back, but I think I sort of remember the connection between the first game and the main character in the second game, but now I forgot because it's been so long since I've played that. But maybe if I play the second one, I'll remember what the connection is between the first and the second game. Let's see, what else in terms of horror that's coming out. I'm not sure for this year if there's anything, unless Silent Hill 2 remake releases. There was something called The Bramble King, which recently released. Looks to be indie, looks to be Nordic horror, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm definitely interested in playing that, if I can get my hands on it. I'll take a look at the price also. Hopefully it's not too pricey otherwise, because that's the thing, there's always too many things. If they have it on PS Plus Extra at some point, for example, I'll definitely get my hands on that. I don't know, I may jump back into RE7 and do a whole fresh playthrough of that. I'll have to play it on Madhouse difficulty at some point too. It's just been a while since I've played through that game. Let's see, what else was there? Well, besides horror, I think we've spoken enough about horror for now, but please do comment in the comments if there are any upcoming horror games you are looking forward to, or any horror games that are out that you really enjoyed. And especially if they're obscure horror games, then please let me know. I'd love to try out some of them that might be interesting. But in terms of this PlayStation showcase, there was a ton of games announced, like a lot. Like I think I counted over 30 or something, like a crazy amount. But what happened was I think a lot of people were disappointed or underwhelmed. I think there was a lot of hype going into this, which is what I keep saying, like, temper your hype. Don't make it like, don't be too overly excited that you're going to see something that you want, because, you might have something like what happened where there was very few that was expected that didn't make it even. Like anything from Naughty Dog, I was shocked that didn't even make the show, but apparently they need more time with their Last of Us Factions multiplayer game title. And I did hear the team scaled back also, which is probably not a good sign. I don't know what that means, if it's being cancelled, hopefully not, or if it's shifting in terms of development. But you'd think that Naughty Dog would have enough resources. I mean, they're the flagship PlayStation developer, so you really think so. After the success of all their games and now their TV shows and movies, Uncharted did really well in terms of sales. Last of Us in terms of viewership, the TV show, HBO show. So yeah, that was surprising to see. What was expected, like Spider-Man 2 didn't make it in the show, and so that looks really interesting. I was secretly hoping for Wolverine, even though I know it's too early, but I'm just super excited for that title. I know Insomniac would knock it out of the park with Wolverine, especially if they made it an M-rated title. What else? Oh yes, there were a couple titles that of course, Alan Wake 2, I won't speak about further. I'm just so excited for that. But another couple others that I was either interested in or mildly interested in was Sword of the Sea, which is developed by the same developers as Abzu and trying to remember the name of that game with the girl with the bow, and she has like a hawk or something. The Pathless, right? The Pathless, that's what it was. So if it's in the same universe, I'm pretty sure it may be, or it may very well be. It looks like a skateboarding game, but your skateboard is a sword in the desert. It's strange, but it's cool. So that looks mildly interesting. There's one called Towers of Agba, which is looking very much like a mix between Zelda, the Shadow of the Colossus, which I'm actually playing through the Blue Point remake of right now, and it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun. And I'm gonna go play the HD remaster after that as well, because I definitely want to go trophy hunting in these titles. They're great. And I did love Ico, which was the first Fumito Ueda game that they released. I haven't yet played through The Last of Us, just touched it, and I'm gonna get back to it at some point after I'm done with Shadow of the Colossus. There's so many games in my backlog to get through. What else? Oh yeah, there was another PlayStation showcase title I was interested in called, I think it was like Phantom Blade or Phantom Blade Zero, something like that, which looks a bit like I like the Souls games, but like the combat just looked like keeping you on your toes. It was just like a lot of back and forth and hack and slash, and a lot of sword play, like back and forth, and like fighting in crazy circumstances, like on horse and carriage, or swinging your sword from guys trying to attack you, and they're blocking you, and you have to like parry or slash at them. It looked very interesting, like that, like a Souls game. So there was that as well, that I thought was particularly interesting. What am I forgetting? I mean, like, I was surprised Final Fantasy VII Rebirth didn't make it into the showcase, because that's, last week checked, was coming out in the winter. So I don't know why that didn't make it. Felt like a lot of third parties and very few PlayStation Studios titles made it into the PlayStation showcase this year. It could also be that they're trying to reserve these games for a more widely watched show, like the Summerfest, the game Summerfest coming out in a couple months. Yeah, so I think, there may be more shown there. I do know they're going to show more Alan Wake, including gameplay Alan Wake 2 in the Summer Game Fest, but they're also going to show The Last of Us, hopefully, because they said this year they'll definitely show a lot of The Last of Us factions, the multiplayer, so hoping that can make it. And Naughty Dog did tweet out something that they need more time on The Last of Us factions. That's why they didn't show it in the showcase. But they also need, or they also said that they're working on a single-player title, which I'm very interested to find out what it's about. I secretly would have loved it to be a return to the Uncharted series, because that's one of, like, the greatest series that they've released, I think, along with Jak and Daxter. But I do know that Naughty Dog said that they won't work on any more Uncharted games. They're done with that franchise, but they're not closed off on passing it on to another developer, which I don't want. I'd rather have Naughty Dog handle it or not, because we've seen what they've done with the Jak and Daxter games, which was following Crash Bandicoot. They were amazing games, all of them, until they passed it off to some other developer to do The Lost Frontier, which was not good, to say the least. It was not my cup of tea. Just didn't compare to the Naughty Dog titles. And I played them all. I played all the Jak and Daxters. I played all the Uncharted's. I love those titles. Last of Us, I've played all of them so far. Last of Us, like, a lot of people are just like hardcore fans and love it and this and that. Not too much into it. I mean, I do love like the gritty realisms, and I'll keep playing. I'll play it like every entry that comes out for sure. But is it my favorite from Naughty Dog? No, not really. I just prefer the characters from Uncharted. I just love their chemistry. I love the gameplay in Uncharted, the fact that it's so fluid, and there's just so many actions. You could jump and knock out a guy from above or below, or you can chuck a grenade while hanging, or jump in the air and chuck a grenade, or you can, roll and leave a grenade behind you. Gunplay also, you can hang and shoot your weapons. You can swing on a rope and shoot or throw a grenade at the same time. Like, what other game does that? Like, that's incredible, the fluidity in Uncharted. So why they're ditching it, I don't know, but the voice actors said they'll definitely be up to do another entry. But now I think I've spoken a bit too much about everything I'm interested in, so I'm just sort of making up for my long absence from YouTube and streaming. So, if you do like, what you hear, and if you do want to, have a conversation, I'm totally down. And feel free to like and subscribe, because that's only going to help me, and I'm going to make more of these videos. And yeah, come chill, join a live stream. You don't have to talk if you don't want or chat in the live stream. You can watch if you want, but if you want to chat, you're very free to. I'm very responsive. So I'm just very open to hearing what my audience has to say. In addition to that, I'm normally available or conducting live streams or videos maybe like 2 hours earlier from now, which is like around midnight or around 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I think is 4 in the morning GMT time, if you want to make that comparison, and make that conversion in terms of time zones. But yeah, and last question I'm going to ask is this a game, Alone in the Dark, that you're interested in? Have you played the original or originals? I don't even know if there's sequels. I'm sure there are. I know there are reboots, but have you played those? What do you think about them? I'm sure there's like a cult following of them. There were movies also. I have actually seen the movies, which were in their own right probably terrible, if I remember correctly. There's a lot of supernatural stuff there. But, I do try and watch a lot of horror gaming movies, because those seem very interesting to me. Silent Hill movies also were kind of miss, and they are working on a new one. The first one was all right, I guess. The second one was atrocious, but at least it connected to the games. And there was a lot of fan service by the director, but I don't know, it just didn't come together so well. I am hopeful that they'll do hopefully the next game the next movie for Silent Hill, Justice. I hope so, and I'm so happy that they had a Silent Hill showcase with so many Silent Hill games coming out. I think there was 6 announced, and I'm so happy because we had a long period of nothing. The last Silent Hill game that was released, which I do own, is the only one I didn't finish in the series, and that is Silent Hill Book of Memories, which is a terrible, in my opinion, game, because it's not, first of all, it's nothing horror-ish. I mean, I guess it's considered horror, but it's more like action, and I guess you have weapons and stuff, and you can play multiplayer and this and that, but it's just, I don't know, there's a portion of it where you have to grind and, kill a lot of pyramid heads, which doesn't sound like horror to me. It just doesn't, but I played through, I think, half the game, or maybe more, and I just kind of got bored and stopped. I'm I'm done with this. But I'll maybe come back to it one day. Maybe before the new Silent Hills titles come out, I'll try and platinum it. I also have the DLC unlocked, so there's that as well. And let me think, what else was there? Yeah, well, I think I'll wrap it up there. But so thank you so very much for those of you who are watching this video. If there's even anyone, I don't even know. But if so, I hope you enjoyed. Maybe I did a bit too much talking because the demo was way too short. But I normally don't do this much talking. It's just I wanted to reconnect with you guys after so long. yeah, let me know if you want to see more. Let me know if you have any suggestions also, then I can, see if I can download and broadcast for you guys. I'll be happy to. Just send me a request, and I'll see what I can do. And in terms of horror titles as well, if there's any that especially you want me to see, like for example, Remothered, if you'd like me to see, because it's I don't know if there's weapons, there may be, but it's like mostly hide because you're a young girl and escape from some bad people, psychotic people, freaky people. So yeah, just let me know, and I'll be happy to. But yeah, again, so I hope everyone has a good evening. Signing off now. Hopefully I'll be back on. Again, I'm usually on around midnight EST. I'm starting a bit later tonight just because I had things before this. And for those in the US, happy Memorial Day. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Take advantage of some sales. I definitely did today. But yeah. Alright folks, you have a great evening. I'll see you soon, hopefully. But yeah, just leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see me do next, and I'll be happy to do it. Otherwise, I can maybe randomly pick a few titles that I can work on to broadcast. But yeah, take care, everyone. Bye for now. Signing off.